I'm a part of a prison gang, so any Bloods, blacks, and any racial convoy, I have to activate. That's how it is when you brainwashed as a child, and it's just like you train to go, like you don't think, money on his head, but I couldn't collect the bounty, so I was going to hit him, but why do it if I couldn't collect the bounty? When I told him, I brainwashed her, I manipulated her to bring that up there, I stood up in court, told her, the judge, give me the 4 years and her time included, so she should not be held accountable for my action. Level 4, they don't really fight like that, so people play with knives, and I was making them, so. Blood riot, and a sergeant came, he beat one of my friends with a baton, don't do that. And we rushed the police. I got 4 strikes, so it's 25.
There's no other option for you,
I just want to live,
So where'd you get so that's schooling right there, and I'm familiar with it a little bit, right? From wherever, from my folks or whatever. Did you get that schooling once you touched the hole up there?
No, I already had the school.
You already had that since YA?
Yes.
Because most of the people learn all this stuff from the SHU. Once you do whatever, an extensive amount of time, they're gonna either put you up on game, or you're gonna read a lot. That's where you study the culture, the language.
Mostly from the SHU.
So what was it like in Tehachapi SHU? So you had been to the hole in the county, in YA. What was it like, fresh off a reception, landing at Tehachapi?
Well, first, I was working out in the county jail. I blew a groin muscle. They didn't want to give me medical attention, so I tied a sheet around my upper thigh at night to lessen the pain. I woke up in the morning, my leg was purple. I got blood clots. I'm a real blood. I got my left leg is twice the size of my right leg. So, and I go to Tehachapi, end up in a building. When you a white man and you run with the blacks, that's like a slap in the face for the it's the ultimate disgrace. And they try to hurt you, And the whites in prison is the most dangerous card. There can be 2 of them on the yard, they're the most dangerous. They play with 9 inches or better, and if they get one of their people off the yard and they don't kill him, when he get out the hole, they gonna hurt him, So they real racist. When dude came in the building, they got him, and the blacks proned out. All the black, they didn't help him.
And that's because homeboy came in repping probably a black gang,
yes.
And the whites weren't cool with that.
Yes,
and so that's where that comes to.
When I came out for pill call, you better believe it.
Was he from your car? Is that why?
He was a Crip. He was a Crip from IE Project Crip. I got at the blacks. I told them in the day room what's going on. I'm a part of a prison gang, so any Bloods, blacks, and any racial convoy, I have to activate. So when my door opened up, I got at my boy Lil Threat from Insane Crip. If you watching this, what's up, my boy? And I caught a GBI, and I went to Tehachapi SHU and caught 4 years for that. For stabbing.
Caught 4 years from that one? Damn, how does that feel, knowing you're just barely starting your sentence up there, and now you just get added on immediately off rip another 4?
It's life, man. So it's life. That's how it is when you brainwashed as a child, and it's just like you train to go, like you don't think, And at the time, I was a reactionary, when you're a reactionary, you just act, you're supposed to think, before you act, you know what I'm saying? I was a I just acted, so.
That's what got you there. So, I guess that transition, or when did you hear that you got those extra 4 years? Like, when did you find out?
Well, I did. They gave me a 24-month SHU. I did, I think, about 17 months. It was aggravated, so I already went to the SHU, so they gave me an additional 4 months or 16. Like 23 months. And from there, I was a SHU kick out, and I went to CMC. CMC, San Luis Obispo. Nice, soft prison. People. Police they tell everything you do, the police know everything, so, it wasn't my kind of prison, but it's the best place to do time. They got funny money, they got golf course. No, not a golf course. The tennis racket stuff. They got
Heard they got ice cream, the beaches right
yeah,
there
they got
too.
mini canteens. They got, you can go from one quad, and there's 4 different quads. You can go from A quad, B, C, and D. Go play basketball, football. You know, it's like it's a big hospital. You know,
Damn.
So, yeah,
What
I was
is
on
this
the
like?
yard with Charles Manson, crimey, the Onion Field Killers. Charles Manson, crimey. They had what is it? Money on his head, but I couldn't collect the bounty, so I was going to hit him, but why do it if I couldn't collect the bounty? But I was on the yard with him. A few people, Big Trade from the East Siders. I walked the yard with them. So from there, I went to High Desert State Prison, C yard, D yard. From there, Z unit, shoe terms.
And that happened because your points got boosted while you were at CMC?
No, when I was at CMC, I had 59 points. My wife
Right there.
got caught bringing in marijuana. I got away with it for a few months. I shouldn't have did it, and she got caught. I wasn't charged with anything. They took my baby for 3 days, and I was hurt. So I wrote a Form 22 to squad. And I told them, I brainwashed her. I manipulated her to bring that up there. I stood up in court, told her, the judge, give me the 4 years and her time included, so she should not be held accountable for my actions, so I took the case.
Damn, that takes
took
a
4
lot,
years.
man.
Yeah.
Mad respect for that, for real. That's for sure loyalty right there at the end of the day, man. So you kind of took advantage in a way where it's like it was simpler to do things here. So I'm gonna see what I can make happen.
Yeah, I took advantage of the situation, so it's like I owe that. I'm a real loyal person, so.
I'm curious, real quick, about the Charles Manson. What is it?
Charles Manson,
His disciple or something like that?
Yes. I forgot
One of
the
those,
name.
there was a bunch of them on that case, right? I
There
believe.
was a lot of them.
There was some
He
girls,
was
a
weirdo.
couple.
He wasn't nobody though.
What tripped me
It
out
wasn't
was
Tex Watson. It was another one. He was a Christian guy. He was. There was a lot of CMC. It's like it's a rich prison, so it's a lot of celebrities there.
Right.
Suge Knight was there. He bought the prison helicopters and stuff like that. So
Damn.
everybody got money there. So they got a swap meet there. You go buy cell phones, boom
What?
boxes, TVs. Yeah, they got everything out there. Food, whole packages, honey buns, whatever.
You're like living your own little city or something.
Yeah,
That's
everything.
crazy.
They come out 12 o'clock count. I was close custody count. They sell burritos, tacos. For ducats, like dollars.
Like
Ducats.
real burritos?
Funny money.
Or-
Or deep fryer, everything.
Damn, the whole thing, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds like a
The
better
best
life than
place-
mine
best
right
place-
now.
that's
best
crazy,
place
yeah.
anytime is at CMC, but if you're doing the wrong thing, you better keep it to yourself, because they will tell. They told on me. The Bloods, confidential informants, my own homies.
No way.
Yes.
Wow. But you said there was bounties. How does that work? Like those bounty stuff? I'd never heard about like people having bounties on them.
Yes.
How'd you hear about that? You just like they tell you like, yo.
Just through the grapevine, because what he heard a lot of innocent, women and stuff like that. So I heard about the bounty, and I would love to get a couple of $1 million, for a quick sticking. So, but I didn't know who to collect it, so I didn't do nothing to him. So
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was literally about to ask. Like, how do you even get that money? Like, when do you even
That's
get it?
crazy,
Who does
yeah.
it go to? Like, you do the bounties. Like, all right, I did it. All right, well, I ain't got no bank account. I have no, or your girl or whatever. Like, how does someone collect it?
I don't know, but I got friends up there that so
Could have made it happen.
I can still make it happen. So if you get at me, so.
Nah, let's not do that. So that transition, you went in, you were in the dungeon and stuff like that too. You talked about the dungeon being this like quiet place.
It's the loneliest place on earth.
You weren't. What were you thinking like the whole time? Because I've seen videos where people are on the dark and they just start going like shit.
You're right,
is
yeah. You
turning,
go crazy or you
turning,
get better yourself.
breaking
Or
down.
you
And
can,
you said you were multiple
They
times.
feed you once a day. They give you a big ball. It's called a juke ball. It's just all food, just like it's worse than dog food, And they feed you that, and it's like it's dark, People sing a song. They sing a song called "The Song That Never," and this is the song that never, all night long, They
That's
just lose their
creepy,
mind
man.
back there, in the dark. So.
Did you start having thoughts
A
about
long
yourself?
time. I did years back there for did months, weeks. I did years. I did longest stretch I did in the dungeon was 11 months.
God damn, that's a stretch.
2006 Supermax.
Was that the last time you went into the dungeon, or you still went?
No, that was
So real quick, the dungeon is still county jail.
Oh, this is still.
So
county
yeah,
jail.
so
I'm
thinking.
yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
the
county
wayside.
jail is probably even worse because you have no TV, you don't have access to anything. It's quiet, ain't shit to do.
Yeah.
You're lucky if you get a book. You're still like scrounging up half-ass books. In the shoe, people live there, so there's a little more. You have TVs, or somebody picks a radio or a TV or whatever. Little more livable, right? But still solitary. You're talking to the same people, and then if you're celled up next to some weirdos that are yelling all night, you can't. It is what it is, you know. So that's the difference, right, between the dungeon, which is county, and then upstate.
So then you were in the shoe after the MC, or what is that place called? Where
CMC.
CMC. You were in the shoe.
It's called
Okay,
the
so I was,
land of the milk and honey.
I was on different timelines for sure.
Yeah.
So
good.
you went there. So you went to the shoe after.
Yes, I went to B Yard. They got the hole is on B Yard. It's a B Quad. So I did like 13 months right there in the hole. From there, I went to High Desert State Prison, C Yard. Caught a GBI with a weapon. From there, did a 18
Well, how long did it take to catch that GBI? Was this just immediately you were touching down and taking off?
About 9 months. Sally of mine, named one of my comrades, sex offender,
Oh
hurt
man.
13, 14-year-old girls, and had to do what I had to do, It took 4 years for that. That's in fact, that's why I just paroled for that right now, so.
So was that the one where you're like, you know what? It's my last one. Let me parole now. Which one was
I
that?
always wanted to parole, but,
Shit happens. No.
You want to level 4, they don't really fight like that, so people play with knives, and I was making them, so that was my job. I was a sergeant at arms, so I had to do what I had to do before I bumped up. So
Damn.
You said a
I made it
sergeant
for
of
all the
dorm.
bloods on the yard.
Of arms.
About 1,000 knives. Any kind of knife, I make them. So.
Damn. I didn't even know that's like a title you could kind of have out there. Like,
Well, it is, and again, we can talk about it, whatever. But just to not put too much
put
of that
game out there,
yeah. But because again, yeah, it's about a testimony, whatever. But definitely, those are some of the titles that come when you're in part of certain organizations or whatever. So shit, 9 months in, you're at High Desert. You find out something happened with your celly, and now you're back to the shoe. Not even a year.
Yes.
So what's that shoe? What shoe do you land in for that one?
Soledad O-Wing 215. Did 19 months on that right there. The suspended shoe. Went back to High Desert. Went to D Yard. Got into it with one of my friends on the yard. We fought, and he beat me up, and I stabbed him, and I went back to the shoe.
So you had a suspended and
Got a
whatever
DA
new.
on that one, though.
Damn, good stuff. So okay. So what's the timeline looking like as far as your prison sentence at this point? How many years you got left on paper? Or?
Well, I went in 2011. I'll probably get out 2013, and I barely just got out 15 days ago.
Damn.
Caught 9 extra years
wow.
and 2 extra strikes.
So you got out. When you got out, what were you thinking then? You still weren't thinking like, all right, it's time for a change, like none of that yet?
Out the shoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I always thought it was time for change. I accepted God in my life. I just started reading my Bible. I pray every morning to this day, every night. And I did a lot of wrong. And it's like, I believe in God, so I pray. But things happen. It's a part. It's my nature. If something happen, I'm not finna prone out or run or if something happen, when I got to do it, I'm gonna hurt somebody. You come my way, or I'm gonna do what I got to do. So, or I'm gonna get hurt. So.
It never crossed your mind, which a lot of dudes do, is to say, you know what, I've been here X amount of time. Let the little homie do it. That never crossed your mind. Like it's their turn.
Yes, but everybody is.
But you. I mean, I could tell
was-
you have a different standard.
No, see, my organization, when it take years of loyalty and services to, to bump up. So certain things I was doing was to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Chasing a certain path in
Right.
there, that's
No lifestyle.
Yep. So after High Desert, you or Soledad, you end up in the shoe. What happens after that those 19
Back
months?
to High Desert, C Yard.
So 3 times? God damn.
Ride, a blood and crip ride. Something happened. Dudes got hurt. went back to the shoe, DA reject, got out, went to D yard. Same kind of similar incident, but with the police, with the blood riot, and sergeant came. He beat one of my friends with a baton. Don't do that. Don't hit my. It was over. Don't and we rushed the police. So from there they sent me to New Folsom. No, I went to SADF 180 CR
Corcoran?
level 4. Yeah, building 5. Yeah.
Oh, you're going everywhere.
You went everywhere. That's
I'm
literally
like,
everywhere.
my guy's
Yeah.
everywhere.
I was only there for 3 months. Got into it with the police there, and they sent me to New Folsom, Sacramento, C Yard, 180, Building 4, Cell 208.
How many years did you have in at that point?
When I went to New Folsom,
Yeah.
10.
Damn. So that was already
Wow.
kind of the end of the stretch, but 10 years.
So I did 2 years there.
Damn.
And I just when I was at High Desert, I was on the yard. The pigs, they went in my cell. I had 2 knives in the mattress, and they found it. I went to the hole, and it was pending for. They got 3 years to. It used to be 1 year. They got 3 years to pick up the case. It was pending for like 23 months. So, and by the grace of God, I got a DA reject like a week before my release date. Yeah.
Damn. It doesn't get any better than that.
I
That's
bought the
fucking.
paper, the actual DA reject, in my folder out there.
What'd you feel, that sign of relief when you're like, fuck
when
it?
the pig came in, I went to, because I take blood thinners for my legs. So I'm at pill call. He come in, Alonzo Williams. I thought it was a 115, for something, And he said, DA reject. I passed out. I swear, I fell out. They pressed the button, when for medical, I was crying,
Wow.
I'm knowing I'm gonna go
Damn.
home from here, So it's like all this time, I fell out right there, but I still had to fight the 115. When you catch an in-house case, you still have to deal with the prison. If it's an A1 offense, it carries up to additional years. Even if the courts give you 4 years or whatever, you still have to deal with the 115 in prison, which carry up to a year. So the sergeant, he dismissed the 115 too. So I came home.
Damn.
Came home.
So you paroled from New Folsom.
October 9th. New Folsom, level 4, 180.
That is
And if
wild,
y'all
yo.
watching, that's 15 days ago.
Yes.
That's wild.
Yep.
And,
I mean, depending on the date this is
and
uploaded,
the
but
day before I got paroled, my neighbor, he was a Wood, like I'm not a racist guy. I love all races, but the white boys in prison, they real racist. And my neighbor, he wasn't financially off, so Marcelli gave him a burrito because he was hungry. His people found out about it, and they stabbed him and they killed him, over a burrito. It's crazy.
wow.
Those are those horror stories. You shit.
And,
Once
and
you-
New
man.
Folsom is labeled as the most dangerous prison in the state of California, but I beg to differ. I had to say High Desert, D Yard. C Yard is all right, but D Yard is dangerous. So, been on D Yard 3 times, C Yard twice, bouncing back and forth. Pelican Bay too is I never been there, but
To jump back real quick, because you had said, like, I've written 5 books and stuff like that. You were doing that during that whole time, or when were you writing these books?
Yeah, good question. Shit.
Well, I wrote books before, but I never finished it. What inspired me to write books, my oldest daughter, Anaya, she started writing a book about growing up without a dad,
No way.
being in prison, and I heard about it. My baby mom, she read it to me over the phone, and like certain, I cried, because she had a lady, I spent one Christmas with her, 4 years old. I broke in the house around Christmas, and I stole other kids' Christmas toys to get to my daughter. It was a ladybug. And my daughter, she said in her book that it's all beat up, the cotton is all ripped out, like she want to throw it away, but it's the only memory she have of her dad. And I had to tell my daughter, like, I stole that from another child to give to you. I'm not going to lie to you, So it's like, and she wrote a book, and I changed the title to Baby I Understand. So she wrote 12 chapters, and for each chapter, I forgot so far I wrote 5 chapters. In every chapter I wrote a poem responding back why I've been living the way, I've been living. Before you was born, I was already brainwashed, so, like I didn't mean to hurt you, So, and I love my kids more than I love myself, and it's like being away from them, you know, all these years, it hurt me because I never had a dad, you know. My dad was the streets, you know. My mom is my dad, so I just want to be a father to my kids. Give my kids what my dad never gave me, so me and my daughter, we finishing the book. She's coming out here this week, you know, so we can go to hang out and, you know, finish our book, you know, because she's on her way to the Air Force May of next year. She's a valedictorian, straight A student in Las Vegas, and she's a marksman. You know, she from 1,000 yards out, she will hit you right in the middle of your head. 17 years old. She got about 50 guns. She's licensed to carry a gun, and she's a wonderful, very intelligent, beautiful girl, you know. And I missed her. I mean, when she left to go back to Vegas, I cried, you know. When the bathroom cried, when the room cried, 'cause I miss my baby, you know. Yeah.
I see how significant it is because I see it. You have it right here too, right?
Oh yeah, I got her name right here, Anaya.
And the ladybug is right there too for you.
Yeah, that's the ladybug that I stole. And I told her, you know. Yeah, I got a butterfly. My other daughter, Lonnie. That's my ladybug.
I think what's wild is that the connection that your daughter still had for you throughout the whole time that you were gone, that she was still there and thinking about you and writing these books about you just amazes me so much because she was so young.
Yeah, my daughter, she missed her dad, you know, just going through things, you know, hurting herself, swallowing pills, you know. Don't do that. I had to tell my daughter, being beautiful it's not about how you look or how much money you got or what kind of jewelry you got on it. It's a feeling. Being beautiful is something you grow into. You know what I'm saying? You don't just wake up and you could be the most beautiful woman in the world. If your attitude is not right, then that don't mean you're beautiful. You got to grow into that. And I had to tell her, you know, I miss my baby, you know. Well, she's very smart, very intelligent, and very beautiful, you know. And I just want to spend time with her before she go to the Air Force. And she trying to stay till she 36. You 17. I might not be. Like, I want to see my grandkids. You know.
Yeah.
Like I might not be here. Like, you know. So, but she's going to Texas out there. So I'm not going to be in California too long. I can't be out here like that. You know. 'Cause I got people in certain places. You know that is looking for me. You know. And I don't want to deal with the situations. I'd rather just go. So I don't want to hurt anybody else, you know, and I don't want to be hurt by nobody, you know.
Yeah.
So I'd have been shot. I got bullet wounds everywhere, you know. So it's like, I just want to live, you know.
I love how you said that, man. Just there's a big fucking difference between having to worry about shit and just living. You know, just living is a whole nother feeling,
Some
man.
people say, oh, they this, they that. You know, real man cry. You know, I cry all the time. You know, I'm in touch with my emotions. You know, like, you know, I'm not afraid. You know, I'm not scared to die or anything. But I'm living for my kids. You know, they deserve, you know, their dad. You know, so and I just want to spend time with them. You know, get to know them. You know.
Yeah.
And like last night, my daughter's in Vegas, and my nephew and my two daughters, I took them in a room. I read them a bedtime story. My dad, he's never read me a bedtime story. I called my daughter on FaceTime. I read them a bedtime story, you know, and it's something personal for me, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing, bro. Like, I have never been read a bedtime story, you know. You appreciate that, man. Like, that's crazy.
It's the little things that really go far at the end of the
Small
day.
things that count.
It's hard to do that for a lot of individuals, especially like yourself, because a lot of people don't know how to love.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing, especially on myself growing a family. Like, I didn't know how to love.
And I get out prison, you know, my first day out, I go to Denny's, people walking past, and I had a nervous breakdown, you know. Level 4, like when you bump into people, like in another race, like that start stuff, and then like the cars is moving, the dogs is barking, birds is, all this stuff is new, you know, horns honking. It's like I get paranoid. It's like I just came from a level 4 180. Like it's just like it does something to your mind. Like, you know, it's like, and it's sad to say, but I'm institutionalized, and I'm trying to get out of that mind state and then become a better man, you know, for my kids, you know.
One thing, just know that it'll happen, but just like everything, man, it's gonna happen with time. You know, that's time that's it.
Positive, yeah.
You gotta give it some fucking time. 'Cause you've been out, what, 15 days now?
Yes.
15 days. So
Loving it.
That's fresh, man. That's so
Shit.
fresh.
Eating good too.
yeah. What's one of the big things that you've eaten since you've been out?
I ate everything.
Like the one where you
carne asada,
yeah, okay.
quesadillas, everything. You know, burritos, hamburgers, fries, shrimp, everything, anything except for soup. You know,
No more noodles.
no more noodles. I don't ever want to see none of those.
You know what scene always comes to my head when someone talks about eating when they get out? Y'all seen Triple X, right? When he got out
Yeah.
and he was in the diner and he started just munching, like just going at it. I imagine that. I don't know why. But it's pretty much how you explain it. It's like you just started.
When I went to
going at
Denny's
it.
my first day out, the guy named Mike, he came to pick me up, and him and his wonderful wife Yolanda, they bought me pancakes with like cinnamon on it, like swirls and stuff. I've never had that in the burger with dripping sauce. I took a video of it. Like it was, I was amazed. I haven't had this stuff. Like prison, they don't feed you good
Right.
food. I wasn't eating prison food. I was eating soup, beans, rice, and oatmeal my whole time. I didn't. Only prison food I eat is the pancakes. That's it.
Grand slam, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because now I guess you're looking out now. You're coming out, right? And you're making this change. What's part of that change? Like
Yeah.
you talked about your relationship with your family, but what else are you doing for yourself specifically? Not just family, but yourself to develop.
It took a while for me to grow into manhood, and to accept God into my life and change, because I don't want to be a bad guy. I don't want to do wrong. I don't care about no gangs or I just want to be a happy guy, to take care of my family and work and just do the right thing, I done did everything else that I did. I done did all the wrong, and I keep getting caught, and it's like apparently I'm not good at it, so I might as well do something else, so can't go any further at the top, It's like I already done flipped the game. What more can I do? I don't want to go. I can't go any. I want to be on ground level, walking. I want to be dodging bullets, and I want to walk around with little dogs, following me and listening to music, or on the beach with slippers on, stuff like that. Like living life, or feeding the birds at the park, or going fishing, or just little stuff. Going to the mall with my daughters, or just hanging out, like.
Yeah.
Sitting on the couch. I haven't sat on the couch in so long, or a carpet, or I took my first day. I took a bubble bath. I told my mama, give me a rubber ducky. I want the rubber ducky with the bubble bath. Like I was a baby.
Don't play with the rubber ducky, man.
You take showers. Like I want a bath. I've been taking baths, man. I need wash this prison stuff off. So
You make me realize
100%.
how much I don't take into like how much I don't like. I'm not happy, or I don't take in consideration. Like I do this, but I don't take it into heart. Where it's like this is such a blessing to be able to do this, and so when you say it like that and so passionate and like I see it, I'm just thinking like,
got a lot of pain inside.
Wow.
A lot of pain, hurt, agony, pain, tragedy. It's like it's a lot that I'm dealing with in my family, but people don't understand like what goes on in my life. That you only know certain things. You don't know everything. Just let me adjust. Slowly but surely. Don't put too much pressure on me. Because that's gonna make me go straight and either I'm gonna get hurt or somebody else gonna get hurt, or because I'm not going back to prison. So I'd rather just go to church, go to work, and do the right thing. So
yes, sir.
So on that note, what's the plan? Do you got a plan? Have you started thinking or scheming on some things? And we deal with this all the time, and it's okay if you don't have a plan, because that's just the nature, right? Some people.
I got a plan. I got music. I got a lot of music. I got books. I got poetry books. I got a book. I got a lot of books. I got a lot of stuff. So.
Okay.
I got a book that I recently finished called Teardrops of a Thug. Each chapter is 2 teardrops. One teardrop is for the dead homies. The second one is for the retaliations. Each chapter is another lifer. It's their story. It's the pain. The most tragic part in their life. Put it on paper. White boys, Southerners, Northerners, Bloods, Crips, Asians. Whatever hurt you in life, made you when your mom died, when you caught a life sentence, when your son or somebody. Put that on paper. I've got a book called Teardrops of a Thug. So that's probably be the first book that I want to put out. So.
Shit, and even that, I mean, hopefully this shit hits the same traction that the last interview does. Somebody watching, reaches out to us, we'll definitely put you in contact if it's
I'm
a
trying to get a
publisher,
record
if
deal,
it's,
too. Got good music.
We have to throw the record deal first. So. I was kidding. We're trying to. But I guess to also sum things up, are you looking into like resources to find a new path? Because a lot of individuals don't know how many resources are out there. Yes. Are you personally looking into resources, like actual places?
Yes. I've been studying, doing my homework, researching. I've been doing all, going places, job interviews. I done been on like 7 job interviews. Like,
damn.
I done been installing stuff, digging up dirt in backyards, or plumbing. I've been doing the right thing. So.
I like that because you're keeping yourself moving and doing things so you just continue to grow and develop. And I like that, man. That's awesome.
Felony is 25 to life. You can have. It used to be 3 strikes. It's 5 strikes now. 3 hard ones and 2 soft ones. I got 4 strikes, so it's 25.
There's no other option for you. You got to go in the positive direction. You got to go forward momentum.
Here, it's a cemetery from here. So
that's wild.
Yeah.
To say that, I think it's wild.
Shit. Well, on that note, I mean, is there anything you want to tell the camera, anybody watching out there, if it's any type of gems you want to drop on a youngster that's thinking about some bullshit, or something?
Kids, boys, and girls, do the right thing, man. Don't use drugs. Don't get into gangs. Piggyback off my mistakes. Some people, they do things for the first time, they get a life sentence. Like, people don't know. I done been in, all my cellies had life. They never coming home, 5 life sentences. I done been in a cell with people that's been in 50, 60 years. I'm talking about real, I know real bloods, you know what I'm saying? I grew up with real names, it's like, and it's like, just do the right thing, go to school, get straight A's, listen to your parents, and just you have to listen. You have to listen, pay attention, and then proceed, Just do the right thing, because anything else it's not going to work, man. I tried it, and it don't work, It don't work, You're going to get caught, so just change. You have to embrace change, Do start now, because if you don't, be a career criminal, you might not make it to see 39 like me, I got a lot of my friends. Yesterday I went to see my friend at the cemetery. My friend Sherman Boyd, big nut. He was in the wall, I broke down, cried. He died when I was in prison, my best friend, and it's like I'm tired of crying, about what's going on in life, and it's like people die all the time, and it's like I don't want to be a part of that lifestyle no more, it's like I just want change. I don't care about no gangs. I care about my family and and just living life, and just trying to help people,
100%.
I don't want to hurt nobody anymore. I don't want to get hurt by nobody anymore. I'm scared. And I'm a man enough to admit I'm scared, I'm scared of life, I'm scared of failure, I'm scared of failing my kids, it's like, my mom and my kids, I owe them that, so I don't owe nobody else no explanation. Can't nobody tell me nothing about life or nothing, 'cause I'm a general, my mom and my kids, whatever they say, I'm going to do, so I owe them that, so I don't care about no games. I go to church, I pray every morning, pray every night, I'm not breaking the law, I'm not doing nothing wrong, so. Guy asked me where I was from the other day. I told him I'm from Planet Zero. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Planet Zero. Where I come from, I deal with aliens. I don't beef with nobody. I don't, all my problems is in the cemetery and on the S&Y yard. So I don't care about nothing else. I don't have no enemies with nobody. I'm just a family man. So
100%
change.
Oh yeah, man. We appreciate you being here for real and talking about your story. Telling us a breakdown of everything that you've been through, and not only that, but your progress too. We're super excited to see the progress, man. I'm sure you guys are too. Trying to see if we can get him maybe on another part 2. Seeing where he's coming at.
Follow up. Have to.
Exactly, and this is 15 days out. Let's see another 45, or let's see like.
This ain't even a half of it.
Exactly.
I'm saying it.
This ain't even a half of it.
Yep. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for tuning into the Rancher Network Podcasters. Boy, y'all signing off on your boy.
T.
Let's get it, man. Thank y'all, man.